And we back at it again. So Danny, man, I couldn't help notice this little piece you have on right now, and I've known you for about 3 years now. We've been doing business.
Has it been 3 years?
It's been like about 3 years. I want to say.
Damn.
Actually, no, I take that back. Whoa, let's slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
I've known you longer than that.
Yeah.
I've known you longer, but
I
we've been
think business-wise.
we've been operating for about 3 years now.
Yeah. Okay.
And but I have not seen that piece.
Never came out. It was supposed to come out. But the reason why I didn't, I used to have an old logo. You seen the logo before.
Yeah.
Those pieces you had.
Yep.
And I got attacked by Jews thinking it was a Star of David.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Religion is all bad, though.
You know how it is on Twitter, bro. Like, everybody's sensitive these days.
Hell yeah. People are
And
soft.
They came at me all crazy. And it went bad. It went viral, like stupid viral. I ended up being on a Jew page on Instagram that had like 20,000 followers. Yeah.
Just hating, huh?
They threw me on a page, bro.
I swear to God. I didn't even know that.
On everything.
Never knew that.
Yeah.
What?
I had to put my Infinite Legacy Instagram on private because of that. I was getting harassed.
Whoa.
I was getting like threats and stuff. Yo, these Jewish people were coming at me tough. And then same thing with my Twitter. I went private. I had to like cancel my orders of this flannel. I had to change my logo. I had to change everything just because I was tired of hearing it and tired of them blowing up my phone. Yeah, it was crazy, bro. And I didn't really talk about it much. I feel like only a little bit of people saw it on Twitter and my Instagram. Instagram, not really, just because I didn't want to look bad on there, so I kept deleting comments when they were like blowing my stuff up.
Yep.
But yeah, I had to go private. I
mean, you did a good job of transitioning it. It wasn't like you were like, all right, everybody, this is the new Infinite Legacy.
Exactly, but like, I mean, it had nothing to do with Star of David. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. Like the post that they had me on had over 2,000 comments, and one day, a couple days after like it passed, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna read every single comment. I'm curious what people had to say.
Yep.
I want to say probably like 85% of the comments on there were against me, but the rest, there's actually Jewish people like
they're like, hey, whoa, what about?
They're kind of like
this low key slap.
Some of them were like, yo, I'm Jewish and this dude's clothes are dope. You know what I mean? Like I cop, and it was just a bunch of like
controversy. Of course.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
And ever since then, so this flannel was supposed to come out like
still publicity though.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I know. So after I saw that, I was kind of like, honestly, any publicity is good publicity.
Hell yeah.
So and it gained
got
me
that
followers.
Donald Trump mentality right there.
For real. It gained me followers and like it gained me like a lot more exposure on there. So it was cool. But after that, I just was over it, and I just got rid of that logo and never used it ever since.
How long ago was this?
I think like right when I was supposed to come out with those yellow and orange hoodies. So
that's not that long ago.
It wasn't that
was like
ago.
less than a year ago.
Yeah.
Easy.
I was actually the whole thing.
Low key.
I was super low key, bro. I did not want to like. I didn't want to have anything like crazy pop up.
Yeah.
I just didn't want a bad rep, so I just got rid of it, and then that's it. That's why everyone hit me up for these flannels still. I still wear it out, and people were like, "Yo, can I cop that?" I'm like,
I was like, "No." That threw me off because I looked at it. I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, everyone asked me like, "Yo, like when does that come out?" I'm like, "Bro, I'll do a new one, like with a whole new design and concept, but this original one ain't coming out ever. So it's just one of one, yeah."
So the one of one, that's one. Yeah. What is it? February or March? That you're dropping your
my first release is on March 3rd.
March 3rd?
Yeah, Saturday.
So why March? Is there a reason that you chose March, or is there a reason why you chose it?
I kind of want people to wait, build up the hype.
Yeah. You know what I noticed that you did is that like you do a good job of like making it very exclusive and very limited supply. Always. But I noticed that the past 2 drops, they were more like kind of closer time periods than the ones that you did before. Because I noticed the ones before you were like, you was milking the time, boy. You was wait till like a year. I'm exaggerating, but it was a long time.
There was a reason why I did that. I almost didn't release anything for almost a whole year.
Yeah.
And the reason why, I did my Mac Dre tee out in November of 2016.
Yep.
That was the last release I did. Mm-hmm. January came around of 2017. I got in a car accident.
Whoa.
So that I totaled my car, and that set me back huge.
Yeah.
So I was carless, and I had to buy a new car, so I had to rack up. So I bought a new car like 2 months later, $9,000.
Damn.
Yeah, so 9 G's just boom. Yeah.
Just like
cash,
that.
You feel me? Like it was bad. And that sent me back up from like, that literally took me way back. So I had to lag a lot more. And then finally I was gonna push it till like I was only gonna do like one release last year of 2017. I was only just do one.
Okay.
Then Base Stock came around. And I started debating. I was like, you know what? I haven't done an
event. You're talking about that event that passed, right? Who was at the, what was the lineup on that event? It wasn't City Sean there?
Yeah, City Sean.
Showbanger was there?
Showbanger.
Who else?
I feel like HBK Skipper.
Yep.
All the.
Yeah, they had a good little.
Yeah. They had all that. So then I thought it was a cool event. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. So I rushed. I had everything like filed up that I was coming out with, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just rush it, and boom, and then I did the restock of the Mac Dre shirt last minute just to build up hype, just to make up for that 1 year that I missed.
Of course.
And it worked. That whole drop just sold out, right? Like
fans want it. That's why.
So it was cool. So I was surprised. I thought I lost support for lagging so long.
Yeah.
But I feel like I gained it right back. Right.
No, I think you do a good job of marketing yourself on Twitter. Like you utilize that platform better than a lot of people
honestly,
I've seen.
The main reason I and the knowledge and that type of style of marketing I got is from my old mentor Eric.
Yeah.
And he's the one that taught me that. He taught me the retweet and follow giveaway.
Yeah, that shit works
and
for
I
sure.
Feel like I was one of the first people.
That shit works. Practicality right there. That shit will put you on some game.
And I took it from him, and I feel like I own that shit. And I feel like that's what got me popular. And that's what gained my like support online Twitter and stuff.
And the thing is too is that
shit works, and it's good. And I mean, I do get shit out of the way no matter what.
No, I've noticed a huge difference. Like I've noticed that like you built a community in that platform. Like there's people that are like they will have a conversation without even being in the thread. Exactly. You feel me? Like I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers are talking,
dude. And like I feel like every time I do a new release, there's at least one person that quotes me and will straight up tell me like, I don't know who you are, but I fuck with your brand or I fuck with your clothes.
Nah, I've seen it.
At least one person.
I've seen it,
and it's dope and it's a good feeling. So that's what keeps me going. Because if no one tells me shit, like if I get like no type of support, that makes me give up. If it wasn't for like everyone out here in San Jose, I would give up by now. And for Legacy would have died. And I would have been like,
so what advice would you tell someone that is in that position where they're not getting any love and they're trying to get to the level, probably like another level up to closer to you?
I started in 2013. I didn't get love till 2016.
Yeah.
I waited 3 years. And it felt forever. And there's been times even the first 2 years, like, only support I got was like close homies that knew me and my family. And that's it.
Yeah, definitely.
And then what started it was the retweet and follow thing.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, you know, everyone retweets. Everyone wants, who doesn't want free merch?
Hell yeah.
You don't gotta pay
free shit.
Free shit.
Come on, dog.
Exactly.
Not even Costco samples are free. You need a membership, bro. Come on. Come on, dog.
Exactly. You feel me? So it's all marketing strategy and it helps. You know, people retweet, followers see, and just boom. It's like a domino effect. And it took a minute, and when people noticed that, when I finally like blew up in 2016 with my waves design, that's what really took me to a whole new level. People even thought that was my first release ever. They thought I started right there.
No, that's when I had a little more awareness to what you were coming out with.
Exactly.
I feel like each time you always had, you've gained a following every time.
There's times where I stress out and I think about quitting, but then I do my research and I'm like looking at other people, like all these brands that were started from the 80s and 90s, like, you know, like Obey, Stussy, Supreme, Bape, all those started from like the late 80s, early 90s. Yep. And it took them like over a decade to blow up. So that gives me like time and motivation.
Hell yeah.
Like, you know, it doesn't happen overnight. You feel me?
Of course not.
It takes
patience is a huge part of the process.
Exactly. You can't rush nothing.
Woo,
you can't rush nothing at all.
You've known me for how long? Like you've seen the
Bro, I went to your first event for Emily.
Which one is it? Which one are you talking about?
It was your birthday.
He remembers the whole thing.
Bruh, and it was at that vape place, bro.
The vape cafe right in front of Eastern. Shout out to Ray.
I know I've been by your side since day one.
That's crazy. That's literally the launch day.
Throwback.
That's a launch day for Emlyn. If y'all don't know, for people that are unaware of Emlyn Exclusive, barely finding out about us, at that time period, I decided to launch Emlyn at the Vape Cafe, which is owned by my homie Ray. Shout out to my Panamanian Chinese man. And he did a good job marketing that venue, and a lot of people would come. There's a lot of traffic. There's a culture. People was coming there consistently. So he provided me the opportunity to host an event there. I fucking made that shit. I made an average spot look like a dope spot. I got red carpet. Like club, I had red velvet ropes.
I remember that.
I had security. Even the co-owner was like, bro, what the hell's going on? Like I had security checking him. He's like,
I would step outside and I'm like, yo, this looks like a damn club.
And it for me, like that situation was more like me being a visionary. Like I kind of just seen an idea in my head and I was like, you know what, let's just try it. Worst case scenario,
it was a good marketing strategy because I remember when people lined up,
they were like, "Oh, what's there?"
You made them like,
I made them
wait. The whole follow thing, and then you get a discount.
Yep.
To get in.
Oh, and I forgot about that.
That was genius,
that's when I've been doing it since. I do to this day.
Genius.
I do to this day.
Yeah, I know.
I do to this day.
When we were at Sneaker Pop About in LA.
Yep.
When he said like, oh, you know, give us a follow, you get $5 off, and I'm
like,
oh,
little Caesar pizza for later. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me? Like that's a very smart strategy. So then that's what I'm saying. Even in my last interview when I brought you up, I had to bring you up.
Yep.
Just because
like, top shout out, all love, much love.
I think you're a fucking genius,
bro. I am. But people don't know it yet. They don't fucking know yet, but they will.
And I admit it, bro. Like deadass, like you're a fucking genius.
Yeah.
I give you like all respect, and I know I can learn from you.
Yep.
Like,
we learn off each other, bro.
Every time I wake up in the morning, bro, the first person that pops up on my Snapchat and my Instagram story.
Like, this nigga's at the fucking gym. What the hell's going on?
Gym at 5 a.m. I'm like, I'm dead ass asleep. You know, ain't no one gonna bother me at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
There's
people,
no way getting my ass up.
Yeah,
you know?
And you know what's funny though is that when you do that so consistently, people hold you accountable. When you don't do that shit, they're like, oh, you ass is fucking barely waking up at 10. Oh hell,
nah. But the crazy part is you stay up late too though. So I love how you follow the name of what you're doing.
See, the thing is though is that time's gone by, I've been a little more self-aware of how I've been marketing Emlyn, because I've noticed that, you know, early morning, late nights is kind of a representation of like people, how much duration of time people put in the work for their craft. You know what I'm saying? Like, because honestly, there's time periods where I've stayed up hella late doing hella stuff, from when it came to me being a football player, from me being a fucking salesman at Sprint, from me being a businessman. Like, all those durations of time always included that segment, right? But I'm also being self-aware about like health. You know what I'm saying? Like, people always are like, oh, I'm trying to, for me, I'm trying to be an influence, right? So if I'm setting a standard where like, oh, I think you got to do this and that, some people, not everyone's fit for that. You know what I mean? And sometimes like it can be a domino effect to other things. So and the only reason I'm saying that is because people have came at me telling me that, and I respect their opinions, and I just been kind of self-aware how I've been marketing it. But I always say, get your 6 to 8 hours of sleep. You feel me? All the time, and eat breakfast.
At the same time though, like, it shows how hungry you are.
I listen to hella Gary Vee, and he just says it, like the chase, like just the whole process. Like when you see about the bigger picture of like what you're trying to attain, no one buying shit from you at the Capitol Flea Market, you spending $20 and you only making 30, and then the day after you make 500. You see him like saying like the whole process of like you win some, you lose some. Like that's just like that taste in your mouth, bro. Like when I used to play football back at Oak Grove, like it was always a competitive sport. Like someone was ahead of you, someone was out to get you. Like that whole mentality, that whole competitive edge. I just inherited that, and I put it into business because it's the same thing. And it's not like I'm over here trying to knock people's heads off or nothing like that. Even though motherfuckers better watch out, but I'm just saying like I'm out to get mine, and I feel like at the end of the day, there's enough for all of us to eat. It's just a matter of, I just think. And
at the same time, I feel like here in San Jose, like there has to be someone like that.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone lets like the criticism and hate get to them, where it makes it like lose.
I think it's the growth process. We're all growing together. You know what I'm saying? Like just last year, it was really common conversation that people in San Jose or Silicon Valley were like having this egotistical entrepreneurial mindset against each other. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do something for you, but I'm really not gonna mean it. You know what I mean? And it was never sincerity. But I noticed like even the beginning of this year, people have contacted me. I've contacted people, and we've been a lot more resourceful and like been more cohesive about all these like things that we want to do. We're all like we're all energized to do it, because people have DM'd me. I met people out of state, and there's just this energy on the table for like this new wave of 2018. This year is really going to set a standard for like creativity and innovation, and just these other, there's so many platforms, there's so much shit you can do. Like, bro, everybody has a skill set.
And
you know what I mean?
Like recently San Jose's just been a big subject of everyone coming up. You know, everyone on Twitter's talking about it. You know what I mean? But it's just like that half of Twitter in San Jose that's just hating, and there's the other half trying to make it. And it's just that controversy.
Fuck them.
But I feel like low key, like little by little, everyone is still coming together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see like at the same time as other people, like just no one's trying to see no one win here. You know what
I mean?
I
don't know.
To be that Debbie Downer and
I feel
stuff.
it. I feel that 100%.
But I feel like the day that someone in this city actually makes it in this community or age group, everyone's
shout out to Cheeto. Shout out to Cheeto. You know what I'm saying? Even though it ain't in the
never,
urban creativity or none of that, shout out to Cheeto Bay Uzia. You know what I'm saying? Shout out that retweet. Got fucking 36 views in less than 3 hours, went to 2,800 because of that one retweet. Shout out to you.
I never met that dude in my life, but
he's gonna be here soon, like 2 weeks. 2 weeks, Cheeto, bro. You home in 2 weeks?
I seen him cop that Rover for his mom. That shit was lit.
Homie, bro.
That is a real one. That's
inspiration right there. Especially someone we know. Like,
no, that's cool. Like, honestly, I mean, I personally don't know him, but I know like you and your whole
life.
Dude,
nah, I just like
dope.
We
someone just coming out from the South too. You know, what I mean? Like that's dope.
Yeah, and I think he's staying true to his roots. So like people see that and they kind of influence.
And he seems like a humble guy.
No, he's cool, hella cool. He's just hella goofy, but shout out to Cheeto, bro. So back to Infant Legacy, man. So what's coming up? What's some of the people to look for? Because I know there's people. So the thing is too, I don't think you understand about your fan base, bro. Like I have everyone's inventory, right? I carry Reyes Worldwide, I carry Prodigy Collective, brands from all over, right? And a lot of local people too. Mm-hmm. But people, like, when they find out I have your stuff, they don't get as hyped, you know what I'm saying? Like, because don't get me wrong, I'm not downplaying anybody else. It's just a matter of like, I notice people's reaction. I'm pretty self-aware about how people act about certain things, and I've noticed that people are just hella hype when they have it, you know what I'm saying? Available, because they know that you're limited.
I keep my stuff limited, and that's how I'm always gonna be. And I feel like, and honestly, I took that same concept and idea from Supreme.
Yep.
Very limited brand. That's how you build hype. You don't want to like overdo it. Everyone gets their hands on it. you're a sellout. You know what I mean? When you think about it, no one wants to like, you see someone in the street rocking the same shit.
Yeah. Everybody's like, I ain't trying to rock that.
Exactly.
You got the same pants I got. Fuck.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Everyone's kind of like that. Everyone in high school was kind of like that. I don't know, even high school, like back when you're No Grove, dudes be rocking the same shit. And you're kind of like,
I think it's hella funny because I remember like when Great Mall opened this store called Slam Hype, everybody had that same fucking design with the same fabric.
I don't even know what that store is.
I'm just hella weak because everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about. They had like 50% off, and they had like stitched embroidery. Everybody was rocking that shit. Everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about. So the thing is, from what I've observed about your clientele, like Bay Area based, like it's been a lot of successful. So like, what are some steps or some things that you have done to try to get yourself a little more outside? Because I know, I personally sold someone in New York your shit from Las Vegas because he was like, oh, he copped. He's like, hey, yo, this shit pop. This is gonna sell. Yep. And he told me that, right? And then like just 3 weeks later, he DM'd me. His name was Tom. Shout out to Tom. He's buff as shit, and he got hella money. I don't know what you do, bro, but keep doing what you're doing. But I remember he DM'd me. He's all like, hey, you still got any more of those Info Legacy? I need 2 more of them, or whatever amount he asked for, and we shipped it out. But just the whole concept of someone else in a whole different spectrum seeing your stuff and was like,
and that's when I appreciate someone like you doing what you do. You know what I mean? Because if you never came around, I don't know how I'd get my stuff outside of like.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's
like
not easy.
It takes a long time.
Yeah,
like look at Breezy. Breezy, they sell. They build their fan base over time. They've been established since like
they can't actually. This
2006.
Year was it 06? I
think it was 2006. I think I might be wrong.
I feel like it might be 08. I could be wrong as well. But if I'm right, if they established their stuff and started in 08, I think this year will be their 10-year anniversary, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
But I respect Ryan and Flip for what they do, and like I've been a fan of them since high school.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're like the main ones making it. But
yeah, bro. I was just watching the music video E40, and he was rocking the Breezy. I was like, oh
but
man.
Real talk,
San Jose. You know what I'm saying?
I'm confident on what I'm doing, and I'm gonna say I feel like I'll pass up Breezy one day.
Hey, ooh.
I'll take over.
Ooh, hey, whoa. No,
I'll be killing the clothing game, bro. I'm that confident.
That's what's up, man.
I'm that confident. I love what I do, and like the ideas I got is crazy. Some different. You just gotta be open-minded when it comes to the fashion game. I love sampling and doing different things, but eventually, I feel like I'll kill the clothing game here in San Jose.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pass them up.
I like the confidence.
And I'm pretty sure that
That's what's up, man. Shit, say less.
Say less. I'm trying to be like up in the, like in fashion shows, bro. Like out in Paris and like
that's the way to go, bro.
And, like I'm trying to be up in that level because eventually, like I've never really told anyone, but from me starting the streetwear, I eventually will like transform Info Legacy into like designer.
So shit, that's definitely another level too. You know, them British men love their shit, leather, leopards, and all that.
So I'm gonna be everything. Eventually, once I get everything settled, like everything will be cut and sew. Everything. Whole different fabrics and all that, and
whole different procedure.
Exactly, more caught, like more of a higher price, but with great quality. But I mean, that's something in the works from like years from now.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's something like in the
transformation.
That's something I have in the books, though.
Transformation, of course. So my next question is, so aside from Info Legacy, Danny, so what is Danny gonna do aside from Info Legacy? Like, because obviously Info Legacy is gonna be a huge highlight, obviously from what you want to do for your legacy. But if you want to like talk about legacy, like what are some things that you want to do in the future aside from Info Legacy?
Oh damn, dude, that's a good question. I've never had anyone ask me that.
I know, because everyone's like, oh, Info Legacy, oh, Info Legacy. I'm like, oh, people want to know who the fuck is Danny. That's what they want to know.
Honestly, I feel like eventually I just would, aside from my own thing, as long as I'm somewhere related in the streetwear culture, even if I could just even be a creative director for another company, or just even working at a screen, like anything that just revolves around clothes, I would love to do that. And I have thought about that, like eventually, like I would want to like do Info Legacy, but aside from that, I might start another business of like something like with like screen printing or like embroidery and stuff.
Same kind of industry, but
exactly
manufacturing
exactly. And there's something I thought about, nothing too crazy, but it's something I really have thought about. I just love clothes, man. I love designing, so it's something I just want to keep doing for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
I'm like 70, bro. I'll be
hey, check out this shit. I got the scoop tee right here.
Like you tell me, like I feel like I'll just do something for the rest of my life. Like it's just something I love and just calms me,
It's crazy how you mentioned that, because Heisman Legends, like they own their own brand too. They're based out of LA, but they have their embroidery company, Milk Embroidery. Smart man.
It's cool, exactly.
Revenue.
I just want to be like around in the whole streetwear culture. You know what I mean? And that's just something I just know. Like I can talk about clothes and all that kind of stuff like all day, every day. I'll never get tired of it.
You was a swaggy man, bro. You had us walking in Melrose that one day, freaking hella blocks to find what shoes was you looking for?
Those off-whites.
Off-white Prestos? Shit.
The
The
Prestos.
resale was dumbass high though, right? Or
Yeah,
was it 15?
out there. It was like 13 to 14 plus, and I was looking for the
some
Vapor
fucking
Maxes.
shoes though. That's just crazy.
But
I'm
I
amazed
found
every
I found the
time.
Off-White Vapor Maxes. Remember I shot you that text.
Yeah.
I got those for like the low. I ended up selling them though.
Damn,
recently
you sold them already?
for 8.
Fuck.
Yeah, I wanted to buy those Prestos, bro, and I copped those Prestos, man. I
Like shit,
needed
a little
those.
side piece.
I had to chew myself a little bit, but
What?
now I gotta get back on my grind, and then I'm excited for the new release. So
Hell yeah.
that's what I'm really looking forward to, and I feel like it's one of my favorite releases. I feel like I said it for every
I
release.
know shit every
But
time,
this
bro.
one, I feel like this is the one, and honestly, a lot of people hit me up about it, and they're like, "Yo, this might be the release that might put you on a whole new level." And
Hell yeah.
I'm confident enough it will.
Especially in this day and age where we're literally like one retweet away, one Instagram like away, one
Exactly.
person following you away from seeing your shit and putting you on a whole different pedestal.
Exactly.
Because honestly, people get famous all the time like that. In this day and age, it's just crazy because now we have accessibility through social media, and shit, people are collecting.
And then even just at the sneaker pop up you took me, and I'm glad I went with you and stuff. And but even a couple of the dudes like the dudes at Riff, they remembered me. I guess
Yeah.
they seen my stuff from Vegas when you were there, which
Yep.
was a good feeling.
Yep.
And same thing. So there's connections like that. You know, Riff is a very known store.
Yeah.
They even have one out here in SF. So like, you know, having one of the employees remember my stuff and looking at me, you know,
Just
knowing who I was is dope.
recognition. Hell
Exactly. And then same even with the guys over at Fix Kicks. You know what I mean? Like I became recently cool with one of them. And like,
yeah, I seen they do a lot of successful stuff. They held the Hella Kicks event. I went to that event. I met freaking what's his name again? Golasso. What do they call? Whoa, why am I forgetting his name? Whoa, I feel like disrespectful right now. He's a goat too. Forgive me. Fuck. He sings Hustler. There you go.
Oh,
Hustler. I sold some shorts to Hustler. Hustler's hella
for
cool.
real?
Yeah, I
Oh,
sold
shit.
yeah, with his thick ass gold chain with his selfie on
I
there.
couldn't even make it to any of those Hella Kicks ones. I'd work, but
Yeah,
the next one I want to pull up though.
It's
for
definitely
sure.
cool. Definitely a cool event. I just feel like that culture of like urban, just like anywhere it is, bro, we just need to saturate it. We need to put more emphasis on it. There needs to be more of that because if you look at it, this is what I was telling people last time. I was telling Silicon Valley, the Bay Area is going to transcend into the future LA. And the only reason I say that is because population count, the innovation, the urban, all the stuff that we have out here is equivalent to what these other capital cities like New York and LA have. It's just a matter of the manifestation
And the thing
process.
that people don't know, the main streetwear brands came from the Bay Area.
Yeah, for real.
Like, I'm
Hate
talking
Street,
about,
all
like,
that shit.
Like I mean, like all the brands started out here. You're talking about like Diamond. You're talking about Black Scale, Huff, Pink Dolphin.
Yeah, they're all on Hate Street.
They're
too.
all like from the Bay Area. They're all
Yep.
from like Bay Area brands. They just took out to LA just because LA is the scene.
Yes, the capital.
And it sucks.
That's where you gotta
'cause,
go.
I feel like, you know, the Bay Area could be the same way. Just
So this is where I kind of see where Emlyn exclusive, Silicon Valley based company, tech resources
exactly
intersect with urban culture from like Southern California. How does it intersect? And then once you kind of collide that, that's where I see our platform being leveraged as a capital. That's how I see it, the long-term vision.
No, yeah, same. And I feel like San Jose is just like, it can be
Slept
like,
on.
I feel like San Jose can be like a miniature LA.
People in Richmond and Vallejo and all that, they be like saying that we ain't. But Jay Stalin even said it. He said, "Where's the Bay Area?" He said, "From Vallejo to San Jose." Yup, I think so. That's what he said on Thizzler. You can check my resource. I'll put the fucking link on there. So respect it, because we the biggest city in the Bay Area. And as a matter of fact, every single time you watch the news, what does it say? It says San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose. Motherfuckers,
I
let
don't
it
know
be
why
known.
San Jose be getting out so much
It's
hate.
all good.
South
It's
Bay.
all good because we don't have anyone to voice us. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. There's no one in San Jose to voice our opinions. That's why I'm trying to be the P. Diddy of Silicon Valley, because that's the only way it's going to happen. So then people of influence, no one ever questions E40 statements. Why? Because
Never.
he's the ambassador. Of course, because he's built his voice, his brand. No, everyone respects him. Same thing with Too Short. Same thing with Keek the Sneak. Same thing with all these people. But there's no one out here, in my opinion. There's a few. I'm not going to downplay anyone. I'm not saying that there isn't anyone that is a potential of doing it. There's obviously a lot of set of influencers that I met personally and worked with that are doing a fucking amazing job. It's just a matter of that there's another level and another standard that I feel no one has gotten to yet. And until someone has gotten there, then that's when the voice of the opinions of everyone, the people, the community will be heard. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's how I see it. But shout out to Danny Madrano, the one and only Infant Legacy. Anything you want to tell the people before you conclude this?
Cop my new shit.
Cop the new drop.
March.
What's the
for
date?
real.
The date.
March 3rd.
March 3rd. How can
March
people
3rd.
get it?
If you're local, contact me on Instagram, Info Legacy, Twitter. Same thing, Danny Trippz or Info Legacy will pop up both ways.
Anyway, even DM this man, he'll hit you back.
Me, you can do it online. I have
poke him
everything
on Facebook.
Yeah, for real. Don't hit me up on Facebook. I won't. You can catch me on there.
You'll see his Andrew Hill pictures on there.
For real. Yeah. I just went through my Facebook last night. It was horrible.
Oh shit, that's the worst. Especially when it's like photos of you.
Yeah, bro.
I'm like, bro, how do you not make this public? Like, bro, turn this shit off.
It was bad. There's even pictures of me and my ex up on there. I'm like, this gotta go.
Sorry, she don't get the shout out though. Don't say her name. She don't get the shout out. Nah, I'm playing.
But no, yeah, for real. Like, I feel like you should cop my new shit.
So what's the date again? One more time.
March 3rd.
March 3rd.
It's on a Saturday. You could, I take cash, card, Venmo,
Bitcoin,
PayPal. Not Bitcoin yet, but I mean maybe soon. But
shit, make sure y'all invest your cryptocurrency.
Don't sleep. And then it's gonna be a limited release. I didn't really announce it, but it's gonna be limited to the public, and then the rest is gonna be released at SneakerCon.
Ooh, SneakerCon coming to the Bay. People don't know they're sleeping. Exactly. They're waiting last minute, but we've been quiet because we trying to surprise everybody.
Exactly. So this new release ain't gonna be as much to the public. It's gonna be half and half. So it's only be a very limited release.
And people from SneakerCon, like at that event, people come from all over the Bay Area. There's some people that aren't even from the Bay Area that will come there.
They'll fly out here.
I'm talking about
SneakerCon's the shit.
Way
that's
like South, Fresno, all that shit. People will literally come.
Yeah.
I'm
talking about out of state too, bro.
The building was wrapped around.
I remember I went last year.
Cinnabon, bro.
I went last year, and it's crazy. And it's just like a whole kid thing. Like the first 200 people were just
kids spending mommy and daddy's money, bro. Shout out to y'all. Y'all really making business good for all of us. Continue doing what you're doing though. So shout out to Danny. This concludes our session. Tapped in with BQ. Subscribe on our YouTube bio. Subscribe on our Instagram. Link is in bio. Make sure you comment, show some love, feedback, give us some updates, and catch Danny. Give him your social media information. They want to know where you at.
For real, yo. So Snapchat, you can catch me at Danny Trippz.
Oh, he wants some messages on the low.
Yeah, hit me up on Snapchat. Same thing with Twitter. That's where like my main
DMs.
My main like sources. So
that's
Twitter's
the main
for sure.
Main
Danny
chicks.
Trippz, and then Instagram Info Legacy, man. Appreciate you having me here, bro.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. I had to get you on. So appreciate you coming through. Much love, and continue doing what you do. Peace.